This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Hello! Good morning.
Hey!
Good afternoon. Good night, wherever you are. I'm back on the pod. After missing my first ever episode last week. What a shocking week it was to cook my schedule. Missed the one with the singer of one of my favourite bands.
Yeah.
Luke from the Dirty Nil.
We missed
Adam,
you, buddy.
Brad.
We missed you.
Adam, Brad, I think you kept the ship afloat. You did well.
I don't know about that.
You did well. Like,
There's a few holes in the holes, but
yeah, I kept forgetting. Just kept forgetting what segment.
when I was
completely forgot how the whole pod works.
when I was listening back, you're like, we got Get Ink. Get Ink. You're like,
Are we getting
yes,
inked?
Get Ink? Is that what it's called? Like, yeah.
Maybe we do the ad.
Let's do the ad.
Wasn't too good.
What's this one called again?
Yeah, Spooky and fuck.
Nah, you did well. It was good.
It was alright.
Luke sounding like an absolute legend.
Very lucky that he's great at talking and a very kind Canadian man.
Yeah.
Could have been rough. Could have been rough sailing, but it was good.
Yeah. No, it was good. It was a good app. It was nice actually listening to it as a listener, as a fan, as opposed to listening to myself for 60 to 70 minutes. It was good. It was good. In other news, I bought a keyboard.
I saw that.
From off Marketplace. I've been wanting a keyboard for a little bit, and obviously not going to pay any more than what I should. And I was looking on JB and they had one for like $220. It wasn't in Erina, which is the one closest to me. I was like, damn. I looked on Marketplace, that exact same keyboard, $100, 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
Drove there, got
Bargain.
it.
How
boom.
many keys?
Like fair few. I don't know. It's not like small, but it's not like obviously a piano.
Yeah.
Do you reckon keyboard players brag about their keys? Like size?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I've got like
92.
It's like a 350. It's like a 350 keyboard.
You know what they say about small keys amount?
What?
Like less range, like less octave ranges.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Nice
right.
saves there, mate.
Yeah.
Nice one.
But no, it's been good. It's been heaps of fun. I'm definitely not a pianist by any means,
Yeah.
but
Not a
it's it certainly helps having a musical background, learning some easy songs. It's been fun
what songs you got?
What songs I got in my repertoire?
Yeah.
Was Clocks first off the rank?
No, I already knew that one,
Nice.
but I knew that with one hand. I'm really trying to get two hands going. Ode
get
to
the bass
Joy,
going.
guys. Ode to
Yep.
Joy.
Classic.
What else have we been doing? What's that Olivia Rodrigo song? One step forward, three steps back. It's got like a really cool thing in the chorus where it's like a bass line. It's kind of hard, but it's really fun. And obviously I put it on like the strings setting and learnt Never Tear Us Apart.
Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, if anyone listening or if you two have any like relatively easy but good piano
Can
keyboard
you get the string
suggestions.
section on and do Flashing Lights by Kanye West? That'd be sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm writing that down. That's heaps good.
I've actually got one. There was, and I've got a little story behind it as well.
All right.
When I was in like year 9 or 10, because I went to a boys' school in the country and there was a sister school, right? And we used to have these socials like once a term or something. It was like a dance.
Wee.
And there was this guy in my year, I'm not going to dox his name, bit of a strange guy, like very quiet, kept to himself. So this was very out of character. But anyway, there was a DJ there and there was a keyboard up on the stage. And I don't know why, I don't know if he asked the music to stop or whatever, or there was just a break. But he'd made his way up there and I think he was hanging out with some other guys up there. And he played Jump
by Van.
Jump by Van Halen.
What?
Yeah, I guessed it. That's so funny.
And he found the sound for it as well, which I was also like, is this predetermined? But it was crazy. Everyone went crazy. Only the first part, didn't go. That's all he had to do, and everyone lost their minds.
As you were telling that story, I wrote down Jump because I was like, he's going to say Jump, isn't it?
It has to be Jump.
Jump.
It's so good. It's such an
I wrote
epic.
that down.
It was uplifting moment.
Yeah, that's hectic. All right, well, thank you. Flashing Lights, Jump. I'll learn them tomorrow. Maybe tonight. Who knows?
We'll learn it for next week. Yeah.
Couple, fair few actually. We posted a little video on the Instagram at Record Royale. Heaps of new songs by bands we've had on the show. Not going to list all of it in that vid, but Bones by the Dead Love. their new
Such a
song.
good track.
Yeah.
It's
Down
fat.
for Tomorrow, our boy Cody, their song Dark Comedy. It's really fat and good. Waxflower, their new song Ring, another like pop punk, freaking 2.5 minute, boom, love it. In the Middle of It by Bugs. Have you heard their song?
Yeah, so good.
So good.
Yeah.
It
I
does
was
this
so
like
surprised. Eh?
yeah, like descending chord progression. And I love it. It's awesome. Dear Seattle, our boy Bray, they're kicking off their Australian tour. Actually, when this episode comes out, they might have already, as long as the flights don't cancel it. But they got shows in Victoria on this weekend, March something. So if you're in those areas, go check out Dear Seattle. Awesome live band. Good guys too. Let's talk some shop here. Let's talk some shop. Our friends at Manscaped. Did you know they're the global leaders in below the waist hygiene? I did personally because
I knew that.
I'm a big fan.
Because you said it last time too.
Yeah, I did say it last time. I say it every week, actually. Thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring the pod. However, they're truly, they're changing the game. And we have been lucky enough to get our hands on the new Ultra Premium Collection.
Yeah.
This mind-blowing, all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle designed to upgrade the everyday man's shower. I reckon ladies could use it if you want to smell like a ravishing
Like
man.
deep mahogany.
Yeah, from head to toe, they're really sorting you. Your skin, your hair, your balls deserve this.
Yeah.
Save big, though. Save big. 20% off free shipping with the code ROYALE. Let me walk you through the Manscaped shower routine. Step by step so you can't miss a beat.
Are you going to do it? Are you going to hop in the shower for us too? Just for
Yeah,
me and Brad?
I'll get some.
That'll be hot.
I'll get some going. I'll get some water going. And step one, this is what I'll do. Step one, water's on. Water on, shower in, towel ready to go.
Hop
I will
in
lather
the
on.
shower.
Water on.
Water on, shower in, lather on the cologne-infused ultra premium body wash with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean and moisturized all day. It does. Not sure if you heard that correctly, but this body wash is cologne-infused, so that special someone in your life will absolutely love it. Step 2, it's hair care time. Apply the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner that cleanses and nourishes in one step. Step 3, once you hop out of the shower, towel on. Protect yourself from body odor by applying the Manscaped aluminium-free deodorant.
Yep.
Step 1, 2, 3, 4. Have tattoos or dry skin? Let's hit your skin with the hydrating body moisturizer spray. I got really sunburnt the other day. I went to the NRLW first games in Newey.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
We lost. It's bullshit.
Yeah, they did. Knight's fashion. However, it was a good day. It's a good day out. I got
Yeah, it
super
looked great.
burnt. It was like really cloudy. Didn't think it was raining. I didn't think about
UVs are out.
sunscreen.
Yeah.
Super burnt. But guess what? Manscaped hydrating body moisturizer spray
Sorted.
really helped. Really helped. Step 5, apply the Manscaped lip balm. Lip balm. Are you kidding me? Yes. No, I'm not. This is a free gift when you purchase the Ultra Premium Collection. Last but not least, use the Lawnmower 4.0. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof. It is. All right, get all that good shit. Manscaped.com. 20% off. Free shipping with the code ROYALE. All right, we're heading across the ditch to our friends from L.A.B and Summer Thieves.
Yoo-hoo.
Jake Barton, Joel Shadbolt.
Yep.
On the show. I said his last name so fast. They're on the show. We're talking to them right now. We're talking Acca Dacca, Sublime, 90s album, 80s album, all that good shit. Yeah. Get into it. We are truly loving the international flavour on the pod at the moment. Bands from Australia, of course, United States, Canada last week with Luke from the Dirty Nil, which I unfortunately missed. Now we return to our friends from across the ditch. Very stoked to have Joel Shadbolt from L.A.B and Jake Barton from Summer Thieves on the show today. Gents, how are we? Thanks for coming on.
Yo. She's for having us, lad.
That's the way. No worries at all. We appreciate it. I know there's a little time difference, probably getting ready for whatever you guys do at night, settling in, but it's a bit early over here for us. So, yeah, appreciate it. It's actually the first time we've had two members of two different bands on the same episode.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
cool.
crazy.
So, yeah, this is a first for us. And it's works out very well because you guys are coming across to Australia to play some shows in April. We got Melbourne, Sydney, Brizzy, Gold Coast, Fremantle. You guys must be super pumped to come over here and play those shows together, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely it's going to be a buzz, eh, Jake? It's been ages since I think anybody's been overseas to play, so it's been 2 years for us.
Yeah.
I don't know about Summer Thieves, but yeah, I think we're just itching to get overseas.
Yeah. Would this
Bro.
would this be your first like overseas shows at all since before COVID, or have you been anywhere else?
This is like our first like tour. Like we've done like one-off shows, but this is the first like run.
Yeah.
So you're pretty off because we lost we were like 4 shows in on our New Zealand tour, and then that got cancelled. Like definitely didn't think we were going to be able to do Australia before we could be back playing New Zealand shows. Hey,
Yeah.
very stoked. Like I didn't think I didn't have my high hopes there for this tour, Joel. So I'm bloody stoked.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Mad. Be itching.
Have you guys
6
been able to
times for
play?
you guys, isn't it?
What's that? Sorry, Jake.
6 cancellations, wasn't it, for you, Joel?
Yeah, yeah. Our first tour was meant to be May 2020, I think, and then
Wow.
we basically rescheduled it every 3 or 4 months from that point onwards, and now we've finally got the green light. So it's cool, man.
Far out. It's been such a dick around for like every band, especially if you're planning international tours. I can't imagine how much of a rort that would be. Have you been able to play many New Zealand shows at all over the past like couple of years?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's been good. We've had a good summer run. Did 3 or 4 big shows, and Summer Thieves played with us on those as well, which was really choice. Played in Auckland at Western Springs. We had about 18,000 there. Played at the Bowl of Brooklands in Taranaki, which is down further south of the North Island. Yeah, it's been choice. It's been really good up until basically end of January. And like Jake was saying, a lot of bands have been really unlucky and getting shafted with this red light thing in New Zealand. But most of us got a good run of shows over that summer period. So
Cool.
Yeah, hectic. Yeah, Joel, I was gonna say, got to give you like a massive congrats on the awards from the New Zealand Music Awards night. That must have been incredibly sick and exciting and like humbling night for the band, I imagine.
yeah, it was, man. It was a really special moment. We've been working hard over the past 5-6 years and always living in the studio, and to kind of get acknowledged for that stuff is just a bonus, really. But it is really nice to get that that acknowledgement from industry. So yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, no, it's hectic. When I saw that, I was like mind blown. It's so sick. It's
Well,
such a
well
big honor.
deserved. They're well deserved. Very well deserved.
Yeah, that's
Cheers,
awesome.
brother.
So Jake, you chose Sublime Self-Titled, and Joel, you chose Back in Black by freaking Acca Dacca. What was the thinking behind choosing these two? Jake, why'd you go with Sublime?
So for me, that album is just like the album that pretty much got me wanting to play music. Like just that album I can listen to from the start, and as soon as I know exactly what the fuck is. It's like song finish, and you're like, down in Mississippi with a zombie. Like every single song into the next one. Like I don't think I've really for a long time had albums that. You listen to it for the album, and because Spotify and shit sort of fucked everything up. But
Yeah.
this was my childhood album, man, that I used to just blast. Like it came out in '96. I would have been 6 years old, but I don't think I discovered that album until I was like 10.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it. We pretty much were played like a Sublime cover band, pretty much fucking before we got into like originals and shit. So that's my album, baby.
Yeah, mad. That's awesome. Joel, we obviously Australian-based podcasts, AC/DC, biggest Australian band of all time. We have not done an AC/DC album, so I was pretty stoked when you chose Back in Black. Why'd you go with freaking Acca Dacca?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't align with L.A.B. I think because I guess I was just trying to find an album, but it was really hard because I grew up with heaps of different styles, but Back in Black was the one that was in my old lady's record collection, that she had heaps of blues, heaps of American stuff, but there was always like 5 or 6 AC/DC albums in a row, and there was that one and Razor's Edge, which I think it was just a generation that I of Acca Dacca that I was brought into. Obviously wasn't brought up in the Bon Scott era, but so I kind of had to go back as I grew up. But massive, Angus Young fan. I play an SG as well. It's one of my favorite guitars that I play, and as a lead guitarist who loves the blues same way that Angus Young does. He a lot of his improvising style and that kind of comes from that BB King, Chuck Berry kind of era of blues playing. And then I guess also having Phil Rudd, we claim him as a Kiwi, but one of the best drummers of rock drummers of all time. And you listen to the early AC/DC stuff, and it's just so locked in. Rock and roll, man.
Are there any actual Australians in AC/DC?
I was just about to say, yeah, I
They're all
think,
Scottish, aren't they? They're just from Australia, so we claim them.
Yeah.
Like we claim every New Zealander as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Phil was. I don't know where. I think he was born in Aussie, but he's definitely all his kids are here. They all live in Tauranga, where I'm from. Yeah,
So the only Aussie actually chooses to reside in New Zealand anyway. Very good. But
Nice.
we claim as Australian band.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Totally. Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right, I'm going to run through some of the facts of these two albums. We got AC/DC. I can't believe it's the first AC/DC album we've done. It's like 90-something episodes. It's pretty ridiculous. Formed in Sydney in 1973. This is the first album with Brian Johnson on the vocals, Angus Young on the guitar, Malcolm Young on guitar, Cliff Williams bass, Phil Rudd drums. A few names you'll know and love. This is their seventh studio album, released on July 25th, 1980 by Albert Records. It was recorded in the Bahamas, which is what a treat. 7 weeks in the Bahamas, if you don't mind, jamming. With Robert John Lang. He did a few other AC/DC albums, Def Leppard, Shania Twain, Muse, did their Drones album. I don't really listen to that.
That's
And
true.
I think he did a couple of Nickelback albums.
Oh,
So, yeah. He's the man. 4 singles, You Shook Me All Night Long, Hell's Bells, Back in Black, and Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution.
Shit.
It peaked at 1 in the UK, 1 in Australia, 4 in the US, and 24 in New Zealand. We've got to mention it. Rolling Stone magazine's 84th best album of all time.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's
High
pretty
up
high. That's
on the list.
Jake and Joel, every time Rolling Stone magazine have their 500 greatest albums, and usually it's 479th or some bullshit, and we're just how do they narrow that list down? But 84 is pretty high.
I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah, well, I didn't know this, but it's the second best-selling album of all time.
Yeah.
Really?
About they reckon
Still?
estimated 50 million copies ever sold, behind Thriller. Yeah,
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah, that blew
Didn't
my
know
mind.
that at all.
Yeah, so it's the greatest selling rock album of all time and second best ever. I was like, damn. It's
Insane.
yeah, crazy. Sublime, formed in Long Beach, California in 88. Bradley Noel, is that how you pronounce it? Noel. Lead vocals, guitar, Eric Wilson on the bass, and Bud Gore? Jake, you might be help with that name. Bud Gore on the drums. This is their third and final studio album, released on July 30th, 96, 2 months after the death of Bradley Noel. Produced by Paul Leary and David Kahn. Leary plays in the Butthole Surfers, that band. He's also worked with U2, Meat Puppets, and then Kahn's worked with The Strokes, Stevie Nicks, Lana Del Rey. He had a really, really diverse list of bands and artists there. 4 singles, What I Got, Santeria, Wrong Way, and Doing Time. And it peaked at 6 in New Zealand and 13 in the US. I couldn't find any other country that it charted in besides New Zealand and the States. But I feel like that might be wrong because this album was did pretty well. So,
I did hear that when they had those singles that the first running single went so well that they actually had the record labels were actually told the radio station stop playing the song so we can put this next single out.
Wow.
Really?
That's how fucking massive it went. Yeah, it was
Not a bad thing, is it? Wow.
yeah. So they were just fuck man, we got to put some fucking music out.
yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, I was 6 in New Zealand.
Yeah, it was huge, man.
Relevant.
That album was massive. Is that the one with the dog on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Rolling Stone.
it's got all the sort of extras on there too. So it's got sort of like the B-side versions and shit. So it's quite cool. So there's like 3 versions of a couple of tracks.
Yeah. I got confused by
neat.
that, but that's all right.
And then a couple remixes as well, which are pretty dope.
Yeah, it's sick.
Back to our favourites. They should sponsor the pod. Rolling Stone magazine's 25th best album of the 90s. There you go.
Whoa,
Nice. Pretty good decade for music. Yeah. All right, that's all I got for facts. Let's get into the elements. AC/DC, heaps quick. Damn, they you just listen to this album, you can hear about 1 million bands that have taken, been influenced by this. Like, Foo Fighters, just some of the riffs and just jammy stuff. Muse, there's some riffs on it. I was like, I've heard Muse play this live, I'm pretty sure. I think they might have used to do the outro to Back in Black live.
Yeah.
After they played Stockholm Syndrome, pretty sure. Damn, Muse were good live. But you can just hear it on everything. But then you can also hear a little bit of, I don't know, maybe where they got influence from, like Led Zeppelin, maybe ZZ Top, perhaps. But
I feel like they were the same time as. Were they the same time as Zeppelin?
No, they were like
a bit later.
8 years before.
Yeah.
Zeppelin.
Bro, that was my other album I was going to choose.
Yeah.
It's hard to choose, but I was going to choose the Eliminator album by ZZ Top. Billy Gibbons is my other favourite guitarist, his name.
ZZ Top would
That'd
be
be mad.
Yeah, we should do a ZZ Top album.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this album is easily one of the horniest albums we've done on the pod.
And we've done a few.
And I didn't expect it. I love this. This was my favorite album when I was growing up. Probably the same as you, just playing guitar, and everyone learns Back in Black as their first sort of riff. And you kind of go through it, but yeah, I don't I never noticed that there's only 3 songs on it that aren't about fucking.
That's right, yeah. Shake a leg, eh?
It's crazy. It's quite crazy that my mum bought this for me when I was 7 years old.
It's another one of those albums that you can't judge heaps off the lyrics, because if you do,
definitely
you just
not.
feel like it's shit today
And
anyway.
also,
They haven't aged completely well.
This is definitely the first time that I've read the lyrics, and before you couldn't really tell what he was saying all the time.
You're
Anyway,
yeah.
You just trusted it was poetic.
I always find now like songs from my childhood and shit too. I'm like, fuck, I was so dumb. I had no idea what the fuck they were talking about. He did that Sublime, the porn shop, yeah. I straight up thought he was going to buy porn.
Yeah.
I was a kid, I was like, fuck, he's on the porn shop. Fuck,
Yeah, some of the Sublime lyrics are also
Yes.
pretty hectic. But I wrote down,
pretty fucked up.
as you said, Adam, first time reading these lyrics from Back in Black, from Giving the Dog a Bone.
Oh,
what a song
God.
name, first of all. But one of the lines, oh, she's no Mona Lisa, no, she's no Playboy star, but she'd send you to heaven, then explode you to Mars.
Yeah.
Wow. Isn't that just that's just poetic?
It's poetic.
Street rock. I don't know.
Written straight
From
in
the streets.
Yeah, just on the streets of the Bahamas, writing the lyrics. Yeah.
Crazy.
It is crazy.
Oh.
It is so good though. It's just kind of I read all that, and I feel like if it was anything else, and maybe if they shied away musically a little bit, maybe if they didn't just go all balls out, then I would be like, come on. But it doesn't matter. It's such a ride. Fucking oath.
Have you seen the
Enjoy it.
doco on Brian Johnson before he was I think it was not before he was in AC/DC, but there was a video of him playing with this band. I think it might be an Ace or something. I can't remember the name of it, but he sounds totally different. Yeah, so he changed his voice hard out to sing that real gravelly style.
Yeah, was he proper singing or still
it was really high, kind of that early 80s kind of sound.
Yeah.
When do you reckon that stopped? I haven't heard anyone sing like that.
Yeah.
Decades.
No, there's a few and far between now.
Bring it back.
No,
Their throats are too far gone.
Fucking hard work.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking
The
hell.
vocal warm-ups would be crazy.
Just not allowed to talk for
Freaking
a
out and
month
losing
before
your
you go
voice,
on.
eh?
Well, he's lost his. He hasn't got the best pipes now. Brian Johnson. Yeah, it
Lost
sucks.
his chops.
There's only a few guys that keep their chops up. But it's hard, man. Swinging that.
Barnesy.
Especially singing that.
Barnesy.
Yeah. Him and Barnes.
There's
He's got
that
it.
60 minutes interview of him, and he he goes, "What's your vocal warm up?" And he like gargles some apple cider vinegar and just screams at this dude, and he's like, "Fuck!" Like so loud, eh?
Still got to do Chisel on the pod one day.
Yes.
Yeah. Did we plan to? Another Australian who's not Australian.
Yeah, yeah, it's Scottish.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got to be Scottish and kind of Australian to have
Or
that
New
voice.
Zealand.
To have that voice, yeah.
Yeah,
Russell Crowe. Far lap.
yeah.
Far lap the horse.
Yeah.
It also reminded me of Jet, the band Jet. Oh, Jet reminded me of AC/DC.
Yeah.
Like heavily influenced.
Yeah,
they would
bro.
have had to been heavily influenced
Absolutely.
by AC/DC. Like simple riffs based around your classic chords: A,
Yeah.
E, D, maybe a C. Who knows?
Maybe so.
And then like pretty
Don't go
surface, pretty surface level lyrics on both those discographies. But it's not about the lyrics, is it? It's about the
No,
riffs.
it's
Some
not.
of the riffs are
It's
like,
about the feeling, I think.
yeah, some of the riffs are heavy.
Yeah, I
Like,
used to love Jet, eh? Fuck yeah. When I was
Yeah.
grommy.
Me too. Grom.
we did Get Born like
Fucking
a
A.
couple of months ago, and it was good.
Yeah, it is
It was
good.
Yeah,
so,
So good.
Fuck
the
yeah.
lyrics not as great, but doesn't
No.
matter. Riffs,
Doesn't matter.
Riffs.
I was driving home from work, and I had this AC/DC album on, and I got stuck in like 4 consecutive school zones, and I was so pissed off because just like shoot the thrill. I just wanted to floor it. I was like,
Yeah.
I had the shakes trying to go 40 listening to this album.
It's such good driving.
It is.
Music.
It's the best.
It's like trucker music.
Some of the I'll try and get musically technical here, but I think I might be wrong. I'm thinking like minor fifth chords, maybe? I don't know. But they're so evident in Metallica's first album, which came out like 1 or 2 years after this. And I reckon they've said they were influenced by AC/DC. So I reckon
true.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know what song it's on, can't remember, but there's a song by Metallica, maybe No Remorse, and it uses chords
Sounds like that.
Yeah.
And
There you go.
yeah, heaps like that. Speaking of reminding me of shit, Sublime's album reminds me heaps of the Bennies. Do you guys know the Bennies? They're from Melbourne. Jake and John.
No, I'll write it down. So
Yeah.
get out.
They're like a stoner
What?
ska reggae
Yeah.
band who rock.
Yeah.
And they're
so
heaps
good.
good live.
Really good.
Yeah.
Benny.
The
The
Bennies, yeah.
Bennies. Yeah.
Actually, I think I've heard of them, but I've never listened to the music. I heard the name.
They it reminds me heaps of this album. It's like more heavy hitting choruses, like, and then upbeat verses and pretty chaotic vocals, and both of them match really well. So I didn't know this was
sick.
because like obviously it has heaps of ska elements, like pretty much a ska band, but there's a lot of pretty fat choruses across this
Yeah,
album.
they took me by surprise
Yeah.
this week. I didn't know. I've never listened to Sublime before
Yeah, neither.
and just didn't see it coming. Were they like more of a hardcore band or something prior?
They're like it's usually punk
Yeah.
influence. It was just an absolute loose unit.
Yeah.
Like fucking and like you know I think what I loved a lot about Sublime is the cross of genres. You know, like they really fucking going from hardcore punk all of a sudden this like sweet fucking love song, and then next minute fucking. And then back to an acoustic guitar, fucking diddly down, diddly down. So I was always like, "Fuck yeah, that's sick." They like can kind of do it all. They're not really stuck in that box.
Yeah,
that song,
absolutely.
Is it Seed on this album that just kind of like you almost can't keep up with it? It changes so frequently. It's like,
Ripping, there's a couple like that, bro. But
Yeah,
those
it
are the
freaked
ones
me
that
out,
like
actually.
they like go from a real casual song and then they chuck them on. It's like goes from like a real chilled fucking reggae one, and then it's just like.
It's so funny, I reckon. Like, and it also
good
sounds
laugh.
like on that song, it sounds like the vocals were done in like one take, because he kind of it sounds like he keeps kind of getting like being off put by the changes as well. Like he's trying to catch up at points, which just made me laugh because he's also singing just absolute nonsense on that song. It just made me laugh.
Like,
Great
some
chat.
like docos I've seen and shit. He's the like producers talking about him saying like he's kind of just like they get the studio, they have all this stuff, but he wouldn't really have lyrics,
Yeah.
and he'd just be like fuck, and then he'd just go in another room, and then it'd be like as soon as Bradley's ready, you just drop everything and you just record him because he was like one of those guys. He's ready now. Fucking get it because he's only
Got to
ready
do it
for
right
like
now.
10 minutes. Yeah, like, there's one with Gwen Stefani that saw Redbone that she turned up. He didn't even have lyrics or something at all, and he's like, "Fuck!" He goes in the other room, he comes down, and he's like, "Fucking!" Like, if you look at the lyrics of that, like that song's fucking just like chaotic. Check out the live. There's a live performance of him and Gwen, and he's just like fucking all over the guitar, like yes, fucking like be high as a motherfucker. I don't know, but.
Yeah.
That's when she was punking, you know. That's when she was a punk.
No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt, baby.
They said, I read that it seemed like a pretty hectic recording, like sessions. They said they'd rock up, like pissed at 9 a.m. with cocktails in hand, ready to go, and then some days they'd just be like fucked and like trash everything. But he died pretty recently after this album recording, so
yeah,
not too nice.
Bro,
Apparently,
you go.
No, you go.
I think that's why a lot some of the shit's like, you know, it's so sampled and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that shit because a lot of the songs weren't finished as well.
Yeah.
But like that almost gives it that fucking. That's what I really love about this like their shit. It's just this. Chopped up a lot, but it's still just got like they've obviously just captured the soulful vocals of Brad. It just it is badass band. Like if you actually just listen to Sublime, a lot of people think they're just they just go and jam, but they actually are a lot more technical than people realise. Like and the way that they approach the studio.
A lot of the drumming's so sick.
And harmonically.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the guitars as well.
Harmonically, it's amazing. Yeah, you listen to like Santeria and Wrong Way, the amount of chord changes in Wrong Way. I remember learning that in my covers band years ago. And bro, I used to I was like, what fret is this next part on? Because it changes every like 8 bars, you know? But basically changes key every...
Yeah.
It feels like it changes key.
Too crazy for 3P.
Yeah, that's what took me by surprise.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much going on. Like, the first few songs, I was like, oh, yeah. And then it got into... Wrong Way. I was like, whoa, shit. There's a lot happening here. And it was good, like a really good surprise. Welcome surprise.
The first line, and he's 12 years old and 2 more should be a whore.
Some heavy lyrics.
Yeah, that
I don't
song's
think you'd be
hard.
getting away with that these days, lad.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's like listen to what's it? Yeah. Hard.
Both albums are like that.
Yeah, a bit of that on both albums.
Yeah. You must think me and Jake are both filthy lyricists.
Oh no, don't worry. We did LMFAO and 303's album recently, and you can't beat that.
Yeah.
So that's right, we're desensitized forever.
And that wasn't even ages ago. That was recent.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Right.
Awful.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right, hectic. Shall we get into the segments?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, get inked.
Get inked.
All right, fellas, we're going to dish up some pretty tragic tattoo designs from like these 2 albums, and you guys can pick out of any of ours which ones you would hypothetically get tattooed, or maybe you love them so much that you will. I can guarantee you won't love mine. Mine from AC/DC. Actually, I took mine both from song titles. I could not look past "Let Me Put My Love Into You" by AC/DC.
Oh yeah.
So another Simpsons related tattoo.
Yeah.
"Can I Borrow a Feeling" by Kirk Van Houten. It just reminded me, like, "Let me put my love in you." So I'm thinking that cassette from that episode with Kirk Van Houten and "Let Me Put My Love Into You" written on it, and then maybe Angus Young is drawn like in a Simpsons style on the
As a
cassette.
character.
Yeah,
That's all right.
That's sick.
Pretty good.
I like it.
Very very Simpsons niche. And then from Sublime, the song "Pawn Shop." This one is so shit, like, and even more niche. So, don't know if you guys know the American TV show Pawn Stars. The Vegas,
Yeah, I remember.
the Vegas family that owns it.
Dude.
I've watched that show so many times, just like with my dad. And there's that
you
meme
do?
as well that's come out of it, where it's like, best I can do is $250. So I'm thinking this is more of a, like, not even a tattoo. The dad and the granddad from Pawn Stars, and they're saying, best I can do is Sublime Self-Titled. That is so shit.
That's just like a meme.
not bad.
That's what
That
it
is a meme. Yes, I just made a meme. Maybe a t-shirt design.
So massive meme tattoo.
Yeah. And
All
it
of
only
ours are
works-
memes, basically.
Yeah.
They're
It
all
only
shit.
works if you listen to this album and watch Porn Stars. So, yeah, not going to be too
Nah.
many people out
I
there.
said done,
Brad,
brother. I'll get it.
yeah. Brad, what are yours?
Okay, so mine's from Shook Me All Night Long from the Back in Black album. I think it's about sex, but the lyric is now
It
I'm
is.
back in the ring
Confirmed.
to take another now I'm back in the ring to take another swing. I just wanted to do like a bit of like a Bon Scott tribute, maybe like Bon Scott with some boxing gloves with like a halo around his head.
Yeah, that'd be
Like a
nice.
nice
Good
tattoo.
one.
Yeah, and from Burritos from Sublime, the lyric is "Keep on skanking, Ronnie. Skank the night away." I looked up what skanking is. It looks like a bit of like a precursor to two-stepping. I watched a little video of how to skank, and it's kind of like the two-step that's that's seen in hardcore shows these days. So I'm thinking just like a
Okay.
silhouette of Ronnie doing the skank.
I like that.
Yeah, it's like just a dark figure skanking. Look it up. I watched this like videos like legit 144p of some dude teach us how to skank with some awful edits
Skanking.
as well.
I
Skanking.
like it.
Yeah.
They're good.
Later.
I like
Yeah.
them, Brad. Adam?
Mine for AC/DC was also just a big Bon Scott tribute, because I just figured, like, especially from Back in Black, that whole song is just like all about him.
Yeah.
And there's a line that says "back in the back of a Cadillac." So I was just thinking maybe Bon Scott with like a halo, or maybe devil horns,
Yeah.
and it's just like a back view, and he's like sitting up on top of the back of a Cadillac. Maybe
Nice.
maybe it says ATDC on the
Yeah. Rock and roll.
number
Yeah.
plate.
The
On the
I
devil.
reckon
plate,
some
yeah.
tragic Australian has that for sure on his
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
already, or on a t-shirt. It's definitely a t-shirt.
Mm.
And then for Sublime, I just had Lou Dog. He's Dalmatian, who he mentions in a lot of his songs on the album. I just thought maybe him smoking a blunt with some sunnies on, and he
Yeah.
has the Sublime like from the cover, like the writing on his paws, so they're kind of like knuckle tap.
Oh, that's
Sick.
hectic.
Ooh, that's
nice.
a cool one, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
All right. Well, I think that's the
Mad.
best one. Jake and Joel, did you have any preferences for which ones you have to get tattooed legally?
you can't go past Lou Dog, brother.
Oh,
Can't go
nice.
past Lou
Yeah.
Dog.
Thank
That would be
you.
a sick tattoo. They have to give you that one, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well done.
Maybe I'll get it.
Should.
Probably
Dog
the back
second.
of the one with Bon Scott with the with the ring around. It wasn't the one in the back of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
With
Cadillac
the boxing gloves. Thank you.
with the boxing gloves. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Having
Yeah.
a swag.
That's
That
crazy
was-
that you guys didn't like the Porn Stars meme tattoo.
Unlucky,
True.
Will, mate.
Yeah, no way.
I do like that. That's I just don't do. I like the concept though.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Hectic. All right, let's do the ad. This one's super simple. What are your favourite songs from each album? Or if you just want to do one album. Joel, if you had to pick one song,
And I was
which would you go?
actually just looking at the track listing before. It's too hard to pick, but what's the one that goes like dun, 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 dun. Ah, shit, what's the name of it? Hang on a minute. That was a really bad example, eh? Fucking hell.
That's pretty much what our next segment is.
Uh,
I'm going to be
Yeah.
doing that.
oh, have a drink on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a sick. That riff at the
Very
start's
bluesy.
so mad.
That
Yeah.
fucking riff, bro, and it just cranks as soon as the band comes in. Oh,
Yeah.
bro, gets me every time. Yeah.
All right.
Easy.
Yeah, Jake, what are your favourite songs from each album?
Well, for like for that Sublime, there's not really like favorites. Just like I guess doing Time's pretty. I quite like that because it's like unique for like it's actually, I don't even know what to call it. Like it's not a cover, but it is a cover. If you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
I'm a dying, I'm a living, you know, like it's a complete steal. But if you actually look into that song, they've got like seven 7 different samples, like
Wow.
from OG songs from like going back like where with that Summertime one, which was like 30s or whatever, all the way through to like 80s, and even
Yeah.
to the point where it's like not it's classed as a sample, but he's actually just like copied the vocal to the fucking T. Like I didn't even know, I
Yeah.
didn't actually realize it, but yeah, so 7 samples in that, and then if you go through it, I actually went through all of them, and I was like to the actual tracks to hear them, and I was like, even the drum beats, like this funk beat, and they've slowed it right down, like it's fucking
Sick.
real sick.
Very avalanches.
So like that's kind of
Yeah.
shit. That's one that I really like for that purpose. I've always sort of want to sort of achieve something like that, you know, like
Yeah.
fucking up samples so much, but not adding too much. But that answers your question.
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Adam, what are yours?
Mine for AC/DC, I'll probably go Shoot to Thrill, which is ridiculously horny, but it's also just so like, I don't know, I never paid as much attention to that one as a kid, I think, for some reason. And then this one, I just love coming back to it. It's just kicks ass,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
That's a
It's
pub
exactly
rock
what
song, isn't it?
AC/DC are meant to do.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really good. And then for Sublime, I'll probably go Santeria. Actually, I really like that melody's just been stuck in my head like all week. So yeah, I'll go with that one. Can't get it out.
What are yours, Brad?
Back in Black. I might get the last one. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution. That is like, surprised me how slow it is, but how fucking mad it is at the same time.
Yeah, me.
I like it's just like a slow jam, but it's like a
So
steam train
intense
just
as well.
coming through, like noise pollution. Yeah, big polluting train. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Paddle Out by Sublime. That was like a Suicidal Tendencies track. That was fucking mad. I love
So
it.
funny as well. They're just
Yeah,
naming their favourite surf spots.
Yeah, like that blew me away when that came on. Because like as you go down the track list, the songs just kind of get more. They just keep expanding their sound, and that was the one where I was like, "Whoa, what? Like, is this the same album?" But it was. It was
Yeah.
yeah. Sani?
I was gonna say Shoot to Thrill as well. That song like got me going. But I'll fuck it. I'll say Back in Black. It's a classic.
It's
so good.
Yeah.
And every time I listen to this album now, I just think of Iron Man. So
Yeah,
that's
true.
good thoughts there. And then from Sublime, I'm gonna go April 29, 1992. Brackets Miami. I read about what that song was about, which is pretty hectic, about the L.A. riots in '92.
Yeah.
And but like even before I read about what that song was about, it was like still my favorite track because it has that drum beat with like the kind of distorted guitars, and it kind of stays the same way the whole way through the song. And I always
Yeah,
really
it is.
like that.
It's very, very just coast the whole way, but it's it's a fucking vibe.
Yeah, it works really well though. Sweet as. Pretty good songs going in that. I didn't even mention it. The record rally ads on Spotify. Every favourite song we've done. Heaps of songs in there. All right, let's do Spocks and Spacs.
Everyone on your buzzers. Let's play Spocks and Spacs.
This segment is a bit of a train wreck, guys. So one of us, who's singing this week? Adam?
It's me. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched it in New Zealand. Don't know if it got over there, but there was a show on ABC here called Spicks and Specs, the music quiz show. But they had a segment, and we've just stolen it completely. So Adam is singing 2 songs from either of these albums, and then one other song using different lyrics that he's going to be reading from some sort of book, and then we have to guess what song it is by figuring out what melody it is. So Adam, what are you reading from?
I'm reading from Life by Keith Richards again,
Nice.
which I've read through a few times on this. But
Nice. All right,
Go for
if
it.
you know the song, we have to buzz in. So Joel, what would you like your buzzer to be?
Just some kind of like noise that I have to create.
just anything.
Whatever
I'll
you
just
got.
go,
Nice.
What about you, Jake? Yeah, that's a good
ooh,
one.
that's
Brad?
all nice.
I'm gonna go meow.
That's good. I don't know. I'll just say, yeah.
Nice.
Jet, yeah.
There might be a bit of that in the singing. So
Yeah, that was more of a jet than a
So, yeah.
AC/DC.
All right.
All right, song number 1 from one of
First
these
one.
albums.
All right. Okay.
Top clear on top with me where she was my accomplice.
Oh,
and
meow.
the mother of my fate.
Meow, meow, meow.
Who got
that
it?
is shook me all night long.
Yeah, it is. Shit.
Yeah. Easy.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Pretty good there, mate. Pretty good.
Pretty good, bro.
There you go. I'm gonna bring it back. I said it before. We need to bring the singer back.
Yeah.
Start my. All right.
Then I had gone to bed, and little so she suddenly heard this distant bang. I got up and opened the curtain a little, and it was strangely bright outside.
That's a shit. I don't know the name of the fuck. The ACDC one, eh?
Yeah. Couldn't tell by my Brian Johnson impersonation.
Hang on, let me check this thing. It's a B-side one.
I'm dressed in a short t-shirt only, and Bill is naked. and we're exposed. People are gathered, freaking out, trying to put the fire out.
I got no idea.
No one?
I'll just have a guess.
Yeah.
Is Joel's coming back?
No, you go right.
Is
Let me
it
put
rock
my
and roll
love
and
into you.
noise pollution?
Nah, it's right. It is rock and roll ain't noise pollution.
Wow.
That's the one.
Fuck,
There you
hell.
go.
They do all sound pretty similar when you
They do.
just sing the vocal melody.
Yeah.
Especially when you
Okay,
sing
this
it.
one is not from the albums, but it's just a very well-known song. It's our wild card from an album we've done on the pod already. But you should get it, I think.
There were 500 to 600 people outside every time I turned. Up in court chanting
Oh,
free.
meow, meow,
Ew!
meow. Meow, meow.
Brad got it.
That is impression that I get by the Mighty Mighty Boston.
It is the impression that I get by the Mighty Mighty Boston's.
Damn.
The only other Scar album, or one of
No, we
two
did.
only other Scar albums
Yeah.
we've done on the pod.
Yeah, we did, no doubt, and that.
Yeah.
That
There we go. No one
Well
won.
done, Adam. Well
Thanks,
done.
I
guys.
knew I was
Yeah,
going
Brad
to be
won.
shit at that, boys.
Nah, it's alright. That's fine. Last week we did, I didn't guess. There was only 3 of us, and we struggled, didn't we, Brad?
Last week was a train wreck. Yeah.
I'm terrible at that game. I
Guys,
was
you
never
guys
guessing.
fucking carried us hard.
Last week was one of the
Except it was
saddest
the
things I think I've
sub-goal.
ever done.
It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Can we
All
throw
right, we
the
got
fridge?
one
Can
more
we throw the
segment.
fridge?
We have one more segment. Maybe you can phone a friend on this one. It's called 2 Truths and a Lie. I'm up this week actually. I got 3 statements they're all about AC/DC actually this week. Very AC/DC running theme on these segments. 2 of them are true, one's a lie. You got to figure out which one's the lie. All right. Number 1. Whilst on tour in the United States in the late 70s, Angus Young got into physical alterations? I spelled that word wrong. Altercation, yeah, I spelled it wrong. With fans 3 shows in a row, all for throwing drinks at him.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Brian Johnson and Malcolm Young tried to catch the Loch Ness Monster in the early 80s by walking into the water and lighting up a box of fireworks. Number 3, AC/DC drummer Phil Rudd was arrested in 2015 for attempting to hire a hitman to kill a contractor and his daughter, plus being caught with meth.
Yep, we know that's true.
Fuck.
That was
Even
TikTok.
trickier than that one.
Yeah, you can rule that one out. That one's fucking insane. When I read that, I was...
That's
Worked for
insane.
Phil Rudd.
Yeah, anyway.
That is-
Now it's between the first 2.
I used to work for him at the he used to own a restaurant in town. I used to make coffee for him. Bro. Anyway,
Holy shit. Before or after that?
probably during. It was like, yeah, it was crazy times, bro. Crazy times.
That's the second fact we've had like that. We did BGs on this pod, and one of the BGs got a contractor to try and kill his wife. It was well known, which is fucking psycho, and he told her about it when he was heaps coked up on an answering machine.
That's fucked.
I'm gonna have to go with the Loch Ness Monster. That sounds like a load of shit.
Yeah, I
I
reckon.
might do that as well.
Will, you've just gone there,
Yeah.
Scottish Loch Ness
But that's
Monster.
something that you would do if you're a fucking rock star, though, eh?
Yeah, it is. I hope it's true. That's probably the coolest
Yeah, I
one.
hope it's true. I'll lock in one just so we've got a little bit of a split here.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah, so Phil Rudd was arrested 2015, attempting to hire a hitman, kill a
hell.
contractor, and he also had meth.
Yikes.
He said he'd give the contractor $133,000 and a sports car of his choice if he did it. Number 2, Brian Johnson and Malcolm Young tried to catch the Loch Ness Monster in the early 80s. That's true. That is true. They went into the lake and did that. And then they said everything got wet, they fell over, and it didn't work.
I knew.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I
That's
made
sick.
up the Angus Young
No way.
fighting.
Well done.
I think he has got into a fight with someone once before, but I don't know when it was, and it wasn't 3 shows in a row. So yeah, they tried to catch the Loch Ness Monster. That is
That's
Sick.
hilarious.
fucking hilarious. Yeah,
Awesome.
a couple of
Well
fun
done.
AC/DC facts. There was a fair few on the internet that I could have chosen
Mm-hmm.
from, as expected. All right, we have one more thing left to do on the show. We've got to rate these albums out of 10. Out of 10 what, though, for Back in Black, guys? 10
Bones.
10 bones?
10
bones or bells? And what about for Sublime?
Lou Dog.
Yeah, 10 Lou Dogs.
Yeah.
All right. Joel and Jake, we've got to rate one album at a time. We'll go around. Let's do Back in Black first. Joel, what are you giving Back in Black out of 10 bones?
I'll give it 8 bones out of 10.
8.
Nice.
All right. Let me write that one down. Jake, what are you giving it?
I'll give it. It's got to be a 7.5.
Oh, yeah,
Fine.
I forgot to
Decimal
mention.
points.
Fine.
I'm
We don't
afraid.
do decimal points.
We're doing it like Barstool pizzas, mate.
Are you giving it an 8 or a 7? Because I'm not doing the decimal point math, even though I have a calculator.
We'll give it a 7.
All right. Bradley, what about you?
Yeah, I was thinking 8. So epic, but it's not my personal music choice. But I would love to be around. And I would say that some of my favourite AC/DC songs are not on this album.
You like the Bon Scott stuff?
I'm a Bon Scott. Yeah, I like the Bon
Yeah.
Scott stuff. That first album's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Jailbreak. That's my favourite, I think.
Yeah, hectic.
So 8.
Yeah, I'm also going to go 8. I feel as though 9's a bit too high. I don't know. It's like so good though. Like when I've listened to it, I was like, oh, true, this is heaps good. And then I found out it's the second best-selling album of all time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, yeah, cool. That's
Crazy.
fair enough. But yeah, there's a few things I can't get around on the album, and it's like 42 years old. 42 years old. So fair enough, but still holds up heaps, and the riffs are crazy good. And I think this is an album that everyone should listen to if they've just started playing any rock and roll instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's your first
So, yeah.
riff.
Easy 8. Adam?
I'm going to be heaps boring and just swallow you up there, unfortunately. So straight across the board.
Yeah.
I think it is such a ride. It's an experience, and it's not like, it doesn't overstay its welcome at all, which is great. I hate it. And a lot of like older albums tend to do that, but this one, pretty concise, straight to the point. Great driving album, as we said before. Maybe some of the now that I've read some of the lyrics, that's probably where I've deducted a couple of the points in my brain, because it's not poetry, but it doesn't matter. Don't care. You don't want it to
Rock
be
and roll.
poetry for this anyway. It's rock and roll.
Yeah.
You're pumping weights to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon it's an 8, a solid 8.
Bit of
All right.
a disclaimer, boys. I haven't listened to the album for a long time. Joel never told me to play the album, mate. He stitched me up.
That's all right. So everyone knows it anyway.
Yeah.
But the Luke boys stitched it up.
That's okay, because we will do Sublime now. Out of 10 Lou Dogs. Jake, you can start. What are you giving out of 10?
Give it a 9 Lou Dogs.
Easy 9.
Nice.
Bang.
What about you, Joel?
Ooh, I'd have to give it I'll give it another 8 because, I think it's a band that. What I love about both albums, I think, is that you can definitely tell that it's a bunch of dudes in the room jamming hard. It's got that. Both albums have that real feel about them. So, that's what I really love about Sublime, is that it just feels like super jammy. So I'll give it an 8. Give it an 8.
Sweet. Brad?
I think I'm gonna duck it down 1 point from Back in Black and go a 7. I do really love how fun this album is, and I'll probably knock it down a bit just because it is kind of all over the place. But I guess that's the point almost. They're literally just having fun and being themselves and having a great time. But yeah, as a being critical, I'd probably say it's just kind of a bit all over the place. But it's kind of a good thing at the same time. So it's all good.
I am once again following you up, Brad, with the 7. I thought it might have been like lower on the first listen. I was like, I don't know if I can get around it. And then I just kept like listening through each song. I was like, there's so much going on. As you said, Brad, sometimes to like a fault, but in terms of, enjoyment and listening pleasure, it's really good. As like, looking at it from an album standpoint, not as great as Back in Black, but just like heaps of fun. So yeah, easy 7. A cool 7 for me.
Nice.
Adam?
I'm again just doing the most annoying thing and saying the same, unfortunately. This is really boring. We're doing that a lot lately. Doing 2 good albums. But I was the same as you, Sandy. When I first listened to it, like I don't typically listen to ska and all this sort of stuff as much. So it was kind of fresh. And when I listened to it, maybe I just didn't grasp it initially, but the more I listened to it, the more I got into it. And the more I looked at it as, like, it is pretty silly at points, but I think that's really good. And it doesn't take itself super seriously, but then there's like a lot of moments of beauty as well. And it's got a little bit of everything. I really like a lot of the punkier stuff just comes out of nowhere. And it's definitely just something that, like, you don't hear anything like this, really. this array of sound. So it was definitely a really good experience, I think, this week. So I'll go a 7 on this one.
I'm glad you did, because now we have a winner. A 1 point winner, actually.
Wow.
Back in Black, 39 out of 50 beats Sublime, 38 out of 50.
Sick. Big high scores.
High scores again, and I did not expect it to be like as crazy close as that. it was good. It was freaking real good. I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks so much for coming on, bringing these albums. I'm really glad we got to.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
No worries at all. Hope the tour, the upcoming Australian shows go real well. Hope there's no dick arounds getting
hope
here
it goes ahead
as well.
Hope it all happens.
Yeah.
It will.
It will.
Self-isolate. Just don't catch COVID.
I think your main problem now is that Australia just turns into Waterworld. That could happen. And you can't land anywhere because the whole country is water. Yeah. But
nah, you'll be right. You got to cut.
Other than that, it should be sweet.
Yeah.
It should be
crazy. Waterworld.
Yeah. Stay safe, brothers.
Yeah, stay safe.
You too. We appreciate it. Next week,
got my floaties.
Yeah.
Next week on the show, very stoked about this. L.A. band, Teenage Jones. They're both coming on. Talia and Carly. For heaps keen. So Mum Jeans, their new album Sweet Tooth. It only came out last week? 2 weeks ago. Against 5 Seconds of Summer. Sounds good, feels good. Yes, I'm so keen for a bit of 5 stars. No, I actually haven't listened to that album. I think it's one of the earlier ones. So
right.
I'm ready to dive in.
Me too. Me too.
Never given it a chance, but I'm keen.
Yeah, that should be a pretty fun one, actually. Pretty fun one with those two gals. So
for sure.
Looking forward to that. Joel and Jake, thanks so much for coming on again, guys. Good luck with the tour. Hope to see you out here.
Yeah.
No worries. All right, everyone. Sweet. We shall see you next week at Tennis Jones. Farewell for now. Bye.